Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Part two of Motech, the mysterious mountain, most mysterious mountain in the world, Mount Kailash, or however you pronounce it. As we were just about to get into his theory, extraterrestrials, he was just about to start at the end of part one there. So I ended the video just to start this in a fresh video, to be honest, and get the full information in the start of the video. So extraterrestrials.
Examine is what I call the extraterrestrial theory, or the ET theory. In other words, there are those who believe that Mount Kailash was built by aliens, or probably even is an alien spacecraft. Here's why they believe that. To begin with, when compared to many Western religions, Hindu deities seem to have a much more tangible material presence on Earth. According to Hindu lore, the gods used to live on Earth thousands of years ago, before humans started to exist.
And, well, when humans did exist is the actual tale from a few religions, to be honest. And not just that, the people came down from the sky gods. We have this recurrent theme all the time, don't we? And obviously the debate is it alien gods, is it divine gods? And the divine gods probably could still come from the sky. I mean, I'm edging with divine, to be honest, but yeah, with this reoccurring theme of the gods walk the earth.
But here's where things get interesting. Rather than make use of their divine powers, Hindu mythology suggests that these gods made use of highly advanced technologies. For instance, the Hindu epic text, Mahabharata, is loaded with examples of these advanced technologies, from flying vehicles to voice-activated weapons, and even events that sound a lot like nuclear detonations. And that's not even all. The Mahabharata also talks about a day in our planet's history when the Earth was surrounded by gigantic cities, and then small vehicles came down from these cities, which apparently had teachers in them. Could these events that the Mahabharata records be talking about encounters, not with the divine, but with aliens? And just in case you're having some doubts, perhaps this might convince you a bit. Hinduism isn't the only religion with such ET-like encounters in their mythology. The Pyautes also speak of an advanced race of beings they call the Hav-Musuvs. These beings were beautiful with golden skin, long dark hair, white clothes, and white sandals. According to the Pyautes,
when I heard that the first time, white clothes and white sandals, like a white robe, it just kind of made me think of Jesus in a way, to be honest. So, I mean, in a way, Jesus was a demigod, I suppose. The father of God and an earthly mother, in a way, he was a demigod in his way of looking at it. Like possibly Hercules was, or was it Hercules? Or a lot of them sort of Greek mythology gods, and they were sleeping with women as well, and Poseidon and all these things, and there seems to be some truth in it somewhere. You know what I mean? It's a long time ago, but it says the gods walk the earth, and most of these cultures claim it so. To be honest,
the Hav-Musuvs also rode the wind with flying ships and possessed highly sophisticated weapons like a silver tube that could kill a man with one shot, or what we might call phasers.
or a gun, just a silver tube that could kill a man in one shot. Sounds a lot like a gun. Never mind a phaser. A tube. What comes out of a tube? The bullet. So again, they're just a weapon of sorts. But to me, when he comes away with phaser there, when he says tube, I think a gun.
Altogether, these are three different mythologies from different parts of the world, all alluding to encounters that seem like they could have been with extraterrestrial beings. Even if you're a skeptic, you've got to admit that any other attempt to explain away these legends, other than to simply say that these people definitely experienced something otherworldly, would be a little far-fetched. Besides, we've got even more evidence to support the theory that Mount Kailash could have extraterrestrial origins. And to find this piece of evidence, we'll be taking a trip down to the Ellora Caves in India.
Yeah, Ellora Caves. This was the so many sites, so many names, hard to remember them all. But Ellora Caves, like carved into the mountain, All these sort of temples, unbelievable, to be honest, unbelievable.
where a three-story temple to Shiva stands. This is the Kailasa temple.
And here's the mountain it's all been carved out of, and here's the temple in the where it's been. Unbelievable, honestly, unbelievable.
The largest monolithic temple built to be a symbol of Mount Kailash, where Lord Shiva is said to live. According to archaeologists, this
Always the damn adverts. Yeah, but that's a site that's really sort of interested me when I've seen that pictures of that before. And I mean, a lot of these sites we'll never get to visit. You know what I mean? They're all over the world. We'll maybe get to visit most of them, let alone if any of them. But this amazed me when I first seen it. Literally carved into the rock of the mountain, and they are unbelievable, like just unbelievable, unbelievable. And the claim that these people were trying to figure out fire, you know what I mean? Like this is no, this is advanced shit, to be honest. Um, and the look at I mean, if you make a mistake, you're knackered in a way, because they say you chop that in half, this pillar. You can't put it back. It's carved out of the rock, so there's no real room for error either, really. And look at the detail in all the buildings, and just carved straight as it says here, right into this mountain. To me, honestly, it was absolutely unbelievable.
15 years to construct. But here's the twist. Altogether, the people who constructed this temple had to chisel away 400,000 tons of rock to carve out the temple. This means that they would have had to chisel away 60 tons of rock every single day for 18 years. Needless to say, that's an amazing feat of engineering.
It is, and here it's just a better picture of it here. So that would have obviously just all been rock covered right over here. I mean, it even looks like this has kind of been flattened out slightly as well here. Yeah, but this would have all been rock, and it's just been carved straight out, like unbelievable, as you said there, 60 tons a day for 18 years. Um, and this is the result. It's not just carved out, and like they've put buildings into the cave. Honestly, it amazes me how we pull off all this kind of stuff, and we've built the pyramids and the Bosnia pyramid and all these other things, and people claim that we haven't had an advanced technological race at some point. It astounds me. After the more you see, you know what I mean. The more you see. This is actually about the mountain, to be honest, but this is just another one of these sites around the world that are amazing, and I'd love to visit this, to be honest. I'd love to visit this and film this, but again, they're just so far away.
Engineering that is impossible today, even with our super advanced technology. And we haven't even taken into account all the intricate embellishments on the walls of the temple. The mystery doesn't end there. Inside this temple is a network of caves and labyrinths, which allegedly lead to a super cave. According to reports, this super cave contains high-tech energy machines and other advanced technologies from an ancient civilization. Could this ancient civilization be referring to extraterrestrials? And is it too far-fetched to think that the same unknown beings who accomplished this feat of engineering in the Kailasa temple could be the same beings who built Mount Kailash with its near-perfect symmetry? Besides, ancient Sanskrit texts speak of power devices with the ability to turn rock into air. Could this device have been used in the construction of the Kailasa temple and Mount Kailash? While you
I mean, it's hard to believe, for me, that people with pickaxes and various tools, hammers, chisels, carved all this out and done this. It's very hard for me to believe that there's got to be some technology that we're completely unaware of, that done this, and we can move and do things. It's like all the pyramids. There's some missing link here. There's some technology that we can manipulate stone and great boulders of great size and cut through them with ease, that we just can't do at this point still. We just haven't got the knowledge, whether it be physics or chemistry or whatever. We just haven't figured this out yet. For me, they maybe didn't know a lot of the stuff we do know, but that it looks like they did know something that we didn't. Um, and the effort put in with a lot of these things. Like we don't, although we build some great structures and build great buildings, we don't seem to put this kind of effort into what we build in a way, if you know what I mean. And we don't build anything that lasts the sands of time like these kind of can and the pyramids have. And you know what I mean. Everything we're building, should there be a major cataclysm, will probably be wiped away. So we don't tend to build these kind of things like this. And again, is it because we can't?
Ponder the possibility of that, let's go on to the second theory, or what I call the supernatural theory. Chapter 3: The Supernatural Theory. With Kailash having so many unexplainable and science-defying features, it should be no surprise that the mountain holds such strong spiritual significance for a number of religions. What is surprising is when scientists start to admit that their findings leave no room for any conclusion other than the fact that Mount Kailash very likely has a supernatural origin. All four religions that consider Mount Kailash sacred believe that a supernatural being resides in this mountain. And try as you may to disprove this, the truth remains that a lot of things about Kailash are difficult to explain any other way. The face of Lord Shiva, for instance. The OM sound imprinted on the mountain.
Yeah, I kind of see that face of Shiva, like I really do. This as well, the OM. I see that as well, to be honest.
And even heard around it. The yin-yang lakes at the foot of the mountain and their weird characteristics. The strange lights that are sometimes seen dancing above Lake Mansarovar. The swastika shadow. And this really weird experience a group of scientists had that brought them to the conclusion that Mount Kailash was no ordinary mountain at all. In 1999, award-winning and well-published scientist Dr. Ernst Muldashev traveled to Tibet to explore Mount Kailash with a team of scientists. According to Muldashev, during his expedition, he and his team heard some strange sounds coming from inside.
Would you like to be your own?
Coming inside the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She won't be coming round Mount Kailash, 'cause it's fucking dangerous. She won't be coming round Mount Kailash when she comes.
Suggesting that something or someone was living inside Kailash. Writing in an academic paper, Muldashev says, "In the silence of the night, there often were strange, grasping sounds in the belly of the mountain. One night, both my colleagues and I distinctly heard the noise of a falling stone that undoubtedly came from the interior." Muldashev was absolutely convinced that Mount Kailash was an ancient pyramid built by humans, but not ordinary humans. Muldashev seemed to believe that whoever this race of superhumans were, they were not only technologically advanced, but they also understood what he referred to as subtle energy, which, in his mind, probably explained the mystical connection between Mount Kailash and other ancient monumental constructions like the pyramids of Giza and Teotihuacan. Summarizing his thoughts on Mount
I mean, yeah, we have got this connection of pyramids all over the world. It kind of does look like a pyramid as well. It's not perfect, obviously, but it has got the sort of shape of a pyramid. But it is a mountain. I kind of think mountains are going to be pointy, personally, but it's just me, maybe.
Kailash, Muldashev wrote, "It is hard for me to discuss this topic from a scientific point of view, but I can quite positively say that the Kailash complex is directly related to life on Earth. And when we did a schematic map of the City of Gods, consisting of pyramids and stone mirrors, we were very surprised. The scheme was similar to the spatial structure of DNA molecules."
Группа Эрнста Мулдашева тщательно исследовала все эти объекты. По итогам была составлена карта города богов. Когда ученый показал ее своим коллегам, генетикам и биологам, те не поверили своим глазам.
Это же огромная каменная ДНК. Так это же матрица жизни на Земле.
It's the matrix of life on Earth, apparently, and from this guy. Very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about this about fucking 4 hours ago. You know what I mean? 4 hours ago, nothing. Didn't know anything about this. I don't know if anybody else has heard of it before, but again, it's always just I like to bring new topics and new mysteries as well, conspiracies, and get to the bottom of things here. Let's get to the bottom of things if we ever can. That's the thing. There's so much to get to the bottom of. But yeah, the matrix of life on Earth.
Почему пирамиды? Вот если вы спросите любого молекулярного биолога, то он скажет, что триплет ДНК, триплет это как бы основная часть ДНК. Триплет ДНК пирамидален.
What Moldashev is referring to here is the Tibetan legend, which suggests that a city called Shambhala, or the City of Gods, exists underneath Kailash. According to legend, this city contains a sort of reservoir of the human gene pool that preserves the genes of people from ancient civilizations. Interestingly, one man believed that the origins of his race could be traced to this place. You might know him, Adolf Hitler. Verifiable reports show that in 1938, Hitler sent out a team of 5 Germans to explore Tibet for traces of the origin of the Aryan race, which he believed to be superior to all other races on Earth. But some other reports add that
Он хотел создать нового человека. Человека, который бы владел заклинаниями. Великими заклинаниями прошлого. Теми заклинаниями, когда, прошептав что-либо, можно было оторвать скалу.
So the Nazis here, as it said, and the Nazis bringing the Nazis back into it again. The Nazis always getting a link here. And Hitler, and on about here about a new race who could cast spells, and is magic really a thing from back in the day that's just been forgotten, and have words. Again, we call words, when we spell words, spelling, we spell words. So is there something in that? Could cast a spell with words because we spell words. So is there something in it? You know what I mean? I've always wondered that. But yeah, we call it spelling because words have magic. But do they really have magic if said in the right way and in the right sounds? And do we just not know what these are? And the English language possibly is not what the language any spells were in, because this is a long time ago. The English language is fairly new language in terms of languages, and perhaps no spells are cast in the English language, and we do not know the language in which spells were known or given or said. And perhaps that's the thing as well, that magic is real. It was real at one time and it's just been forgotten, but maybe people still do know of it as well. That's the other thing. If you know the language and words are in fact spells, then if you know the words, you can cast the spells.
И перенести ее взглядом куда-либо, когда можно было бы строить такие дворцы, как Бальбек.
So Baalbek got a mention there, mentioned in another video. Stones, he said there, move stones the size of the stones in Baalbek. So again, very interesting, all linking together, doing a video about a mountain, but it's linked into the Nazis, it's linked into building and lifting things, and Baalbek and the stones the size of Baalbek. So everything kind of links together. That's the beauty of it. So when you're covering one of these subjects, it's such a large subject to cover. It actually encapsulates many subjects, as we're seeing here. You know what I mean?
Невероятные дворцы, которые невозможно построить с помощью современной техники. Чтобы можно было сделать такие мегалиты, как Бальбекские, например, или Асуанские в Египте, чтобы можно было строить пирамиды, то есть он хотел возвратиться к эре заклинаний, которая была значительно мощнее, чем нынешний мир.
Whatever the case, the point is that there are strong reasons to believe that Mount Kailash has a supernatural origin. Or how else do you explain the near-perfect appearance of the mountain, the tragic experience of the unfortunate Siberian climbers, the fact that even our most sophisticated planes can't fly?
Well, I've explained that. I don't know about the jets and that, to be honest. I'll leave it there. Go and watch the rest of the video on Motech, but just very interesting. Mountain, Kailash, never heard of it before. I'm just going to leave it on 20 minutes and go and watch the rest of the video on Motech's video. Peace.